right, so I watched a doco on Netflix that has changed my life, or at least changed my opinion about everything. What if I could tell you that anything you wanted in life is within your reach? I feel like I should always preach that though. Have a listen. Hey, what's up guys? It's Confessions of a Doctorholic with Hafsa Suleiman. And this is kind of an embarrassing thing to admit, but I'm not really a doco person. Or at least I would say I wasn't really a doco person. Why? Because the way I looked at movies and films and TV shows was that when you're relaxing from your studies, you watch a TV show. Now recently, one of my really good friends, Zaid Shami, shout out to him because he was an absolutely amazing partner and a great friend. But recently he's been telling me, I like watching TV shows or documentaries or whatever that actually benefits me and that actually adds to my knowledge base. And ever since I listened to that, I was like, oh wow. So essentially I am wasting my life watching TV shows that I really enjoy, by the way, and trash TV really is a thing. It is quite relaxing. I really enjoy watching The Bachelor, even though it adds no value to my life, and Love is Blind. That's probably one of my favorite guilty pleasures. Anyway, I watched this documentary called The Secret, and I was a little bit skeptical about it, but the fact that they called it The Secret got me intrigued. And basically, Zaid and I were watching we weren't watching Love is Blind. We were watching Bling Empire. It all sounds the same at the end of the day. So we're watching Bling Empire, and we were stalking some of the cast because I thought it was an absolutely wild show. And one of the members of the show, he had a photograph, and in the comment section, like the caption comment section, he mentioned something about The Secret and tags The Secret. And to me, I was like, okay, whatever, I'm not really keen on this anyway. And then Zaid was like, oh, that's really interesting that he tagged The Secret. So I was like, what do you mean by this? And he opened my mind and my life to this documentary. So this doco is basically about the secret to success and happiness and everything good in your life. And I would highly recommend that you watch it. But essentially, I would say in a nutshell, it's about you sending positive vibes into the universe and making your wishes come true. A really interesting example was that, for instance, if you have a mortgage or a student loan, so you've got some debt, right? So if you keep thinking, oh my God, I'm picking up the mail, please don't be the debt letter or money notice or whatever that is, right? Please don't let it be debt. Please don't let it be debt. Please don't let it be debt. You just essentially get more debt. And to be completely honest with all of yous, this is kind of affected me personally because I'm thinking about all the times I've woken up a little bit late or in my opinion, woken up on the wrong side of my bed. So the minute I tell myself, oh my God, I woke up late, this is going to be an absolutely terrible day, I feel like everything in my life changes and it just becomes a terrible day. So it would essentially be something like I'd wake up late and then I'd be running late and then I'd tan my pants and then I'll forget my wallet at home. And it's just a cascade of crazy events. But here's the thing. I think the way it works isn't just the universe going okay, because you sent that thought out, it's working. I also think it has a role to play with your mentality and your attitude, right? Because if you wake up and you go today's going to be an amazing day, I feel like you do everything in your power to make it amazing. And even if something happens that is not quite favorable, you just kind of twist it and go it will be an amazing day. It doesn't matter. I flattened a tire. That's fine. It can be fixed and I'm still going to have an amazing day. So you kind of deal with different insults in your life a little bit better. At least that's my interpretation of the matter. So this is what I decided to do. After watching that doco, I was like, okay, why am I playing things safe? So I don't think I've told any one of you about this, but basically the way I run my life, I mean, I do run on hope because I'm usually a very optimistic person. I'm happy and I love working hard because I think about the benefits that I'll receive. But sometimes when you get so many things in your life that are a little bit iffy or so many things that go in a way that you don't want it to, you start getting a little bit bitter. And in this case, I started getting a little bit bitter. And I was like, okay, so clearly I am disappointed because I didn't reach the peak that I wanted. So how about I have a fail-safe mechanism? So essentially, I will expect the worst, so whatever happens will be the best thing ever. Now, there are two problems with this scenario. One, it's actually kind of difficult for me to envision the worst and be like, I'm actually expecting this because I always have high expectations. And number two, just that whole thing is just depressing. So I decided to change everything. And instead of playing it safe and instead of thinking about how the worst is actually like heaps worse, so I should be happy with this thing, I started telling myself to dream. Not just telling myself, I would say I started allowing myself to dream. And I started saying, you will smash this thing. You are smart. You are brilliant. You are amazing. I just started feeding myself this information. Whether it's like lies or not, I just started like feeding it to myself. I was doing a few questions on a question bank and I told myself, you will do well. You will ace it. And I did. And that's like a small example. So I just kept saying that to myself. Anyway, on one day, as I was manifesting good things in my life, and by on one day, I literally mean last week, I actually managed to clog my toilet. I wanted to give you guys some suspense, but literally it's just as it sounds. And basically what happened was I flushed my toilet and there was water seeping out and oh my God, it's just so gross. Like even if it's clean water, if there wasn't any like urine or anything else in it, it's just the idea of water from the toilet flooding out that just makes me cringe, to be completely honest. And not to mention all the cleaning that I had to do. But anyway, I'm not trying to complain about this, but I just essentially manifested a clogged toilet. Like that's how much power I had. So I was kind of annoyed about it and I was like, okay, things are going to be okay. Could be worse. I just clogged the toilet. It will get fixed and happy days, right? And then me being a complete idiot, I kind of put a plastic plate and I was eating rice out of this plastic plate. I had it on the edge of my table and somehow I managed to flip it over and it just landed smack bang on my lap and I had more cleaning to do. And the whole time I was like, okay, so on the right side, you just clean the floor so the floor isn't that gross and you can clean it even more, you can clean it even better, things got fixed and whatever. So I managed to deal with it, but like, it kind of still feels like I manifested a clogged toilet. So essentially, what my question is to you is, that doesn't even make sense. My question to you is, have you ever manifested something interesting or something a little bit funny / weird in your life? Let me know what you manifested. I doubt any of you could come up with something that's worse than manifesting a clogged toilet. Yeah. Apart from that, I highly, 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 highly recommend that all of you, whether you enjoy docos or not, watch The Secret. I promise you it will change your life the way it has changed mine.